rain and thunder all 3 days before we dry things out and cool things down a little bit for your daytime on Friday. Caroline?
Jeff, thank you so much. We have a very special guest in the studio right now, Mr. Astronaut Cody Hefner with the Cincinnati Museum, to tell us about their new Omnimax film, Space: A New Frontier. How was space, Cody? Did you have a good time?
I did.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's colder than you think in space.
Right.
And a lot of people don't talk about that enough.
Yeah. Got to stay bundled up in the spacesuit.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Okay, tell us about this new film that's going on at the Omnimax.
Space: The New Frontier is a new golden age of space is upon us.
Yeah.
We're talking about going back to the moon. We're talking about going to Mars. We're talking about going further than that. Landing on an asteroid. Armageddon told us it was possible, but now we're making it reality. So it is, what's really awesome about this film is it takes you behind the scenes of all this technology. Cutting edge stuff, a lot of stuff that's just being tested now. And the whole thing is to make all this stuff possible within the next decade, not in a century. And so when you think of the history of the space race, you're going back to the 50s or the 60s, Apollo, then you have the space shuttle program. Now we're talking about Artemis. We're going back to the moon and what happens from there.
Right.
And it's not just about these small expeditions. It is living in space, using kind of these stepping stones to go further. So the film kind of dives into all this. It honors how far we've come in the last 70 years of space exploration. So it is a really dynamic film.
Now, for someone who's ignorant to some of the intricacies of the technology like me, is this still a digestible film? Like, am I gonna understand all of the things that they're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, because it does break it down. Chris Pine narrates it, which is just really comforting. So however you were first introduced to Chris Pine, that's who you envision in your head. For a lot of people, he's the new Captain Kirk from Star Trek. So that's a lot of fun, but it breaks it down in ways that people can understand, and it makes the science accessible. And what's really exciting about it is how many young kids are going to be watching this thinking, oh my gosh, I want that to be me. Are they going to be a scientist? Are they going to be an engineer, an astronaut? So some of these kids in the theater may be the one to go to Mars, which is really thrilling when we think about the Omnimax and films and what it can do for people.
Especially in this age where we just saw celebrities going into space a few weeks ago, seeing that it's becoming more and more accessible, seems like a really opportune time for this film to come out.
Yeah, I mean, the more accessible we can make space travel, the more talents, the more people we can send into space, because if we think about life in space, the skill sets is going to expand, so you're going to need to make that more accessible for people. Now, are you going to say, hey, if we're living on the space station for years at a time, we need some entertainment, what singers do we want to send up? Who knows, but you do think of the broad skill set in what limitations in space exploration may keep some of them from going to space, but we get these self-assembling habitats, we get rocketless fuel, we have these launch pads in space that makes it more accessible for more people to get to space, which increases the experiments, the exploration we can do, and the longevity that we have up there as well.
So exciting. Really quick before we have to go, when is it coming out? When can people go see it?
It's showing now.
Okay, awesome.
It's showing along with the Blue Angels in our Omnimax Theater. Both are so incredible. And what's really wonderful about the Omnimax Theater is it's above you, it's beside you, it's all around you. So it is this all-encompassing, very immersive experience. So it is just a ton of fun.
I love it. Cody, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got a lot to do. You're busy. You got to get back up to space.
I gotta go.
Appreciate you taking the time to be with us. We'll be right back after this.